One night an old woman sat by the fire, its glow dancing in her eyes. Around her were eager villagers, their faces lit with anticipation. They urged her, "Please tell us a story." She gave a slow smile and said to them, "Once upon a time, once upon a time in the village of Nnalu, where the great river Nnalu flows like a silver serpent through the forest, there lived a girl named Amahle, whose beauty was beyond compare, like moonlight dancing on still water. But Amahle was not like other girls. She had never been seen bathing in the river, never fetched water, never even touched it. The villagers whispered, "Her mother died in that river. The spirits took her. She fears the water now." One day she met a young man named Obinna, a stranger. He was very handsome. At then she did not know this stranger will change her life forever. One day Obinna came to the village of Nnalu as a lone traveler from the mountains. He carried no gold, only a flute carved from ebony and a charm tied with lion hair. When he played, even the birds grew still. Amahle first heard his music while sitting beneath the okra tree, her toes just barely touching the earth. She followed the sound through the forest and found him by the river's edge.
"You should not be here,"
she warned. "The river doesn't like strangers." Obinna smiled.
"Then perhaps it will like my song."
From that moment, their lives entwined like vines around a tree, delicate, beautiful, and destined to strangle if not tended. Amahle's mother, the villagers said, drowned on the night of Amahle's birth, but the truth was far more sinister. On her 16th birthday, Amahle's grandmother finally confessed. "You are the last of the river brides," she said. "Every daughter in our line is bound to the spirit god of Nnalu. On her 21st birthday, she is claimed body and soul to become his bride beneath the river's surface." Amahle stared at her reflection in the water. For years, she had heard whispers in her dreams, seen glowing eyes beneath the river, and felt its pull during every full moon.
"I don't want to marry a spirit,"
she whispered. "You don't have a choice," her grandmother said, "unless..." But the alternative, as always, came at a price. Amahle begged the river for mercy. One night, with her feet in the water and tears on her cheeks, she spoke into the current.
"If I must be claimed, let me choose love instead. Let me live with a heart that beats for someone of my choosing."
The river rose. The spirit answered, "You may choose love. But know this, to break the bond, blood must spill. The man who takes your heart must offer his life, willingly, knowingly, and without hesitation. Only his sacrifice can free you." Amahle wept. "Then I choose no one." But fate had already chosen Obinna. Obinna knew more than he let on. His people were river walkers, descendants of those who once served the water spirits. He had come to Nnalu for a reason, to find the river bride, whose release would end generations of spiritual bondage. But he had not expected to love her. Amahle told him everything: the curse, the pact, and the choice.
"I will not let you die for me,"
she said.
"Then let me live for you,"
he replied. And they plotted to escape, to flee Nnalu and the river's reach. But the spirits had waited too long for their bride. They would not be denied. On the night of Amahle's 21st birthday, the sky split open with lightning. The river rose, crashing its banks and devouring the earth. Spirits emerged in human form, tall, faceless beings with eyes of water and mouths of salt. "Amahle," they roared, "come to us, or we take all." The villagers fled, but Amahle stood firm. Obinna stood beside her. "I will not go," she shouted. "My heart belongs to another." The spirits hissed, "Then let him pay." They dragged Obinna into the water. Amahle screamed, diving after him, but the river closed behind them. Beneath the surface, Amahle and Obinna were dragged into the spirit realm, a world of endless water, glowing ruins, and whispers of the drowned. There, the river god appeared, a being both beautiful and terrible. "You were born mine," he said to Amahle, "but love has stained you. Amahle held Obina's hand. Then let me be stained. The river god turned to Obina. You know what must be done. Obina nodded. I have always known. He kissed Amahle once soft, trembling, and whispered, Remember me in every drop of rain. Then, without a cry, he stepped forward and offered himself. As Obina sank beneath the spirit waters, a cry unlike any other echoed through the realm. The chains that bound Amahle shattered. The river roared not with anger, but grief. Obina's body turned to light, his spirit rising into the sky. Amahle awoke on the riverbank, gasping. The storm was gone, the river was calm, and Obina was gone. She searched for weeks, months in dreams, in reflections, in the wind that rustled the reeds. But all she ever found was his flute, floating on the surface. Amahle never married, but she became a healer, a storyteller, a woman of power. The river no longer whispered to her. Instead, it sang Obina's song. And each year, on the night of her birthday, the water would rise just slightly, as if reaching for a memory. Children would gather, asking for the tale of the river bride. And she would say, He gave me my freedom, I give you his story. The moral of this story is, true love is not about possession, but sacrifice. And sometimes, to save the one you love, you must let yourself be lost.